check it.
You should look into that.
I feel like that was just because Daryl was in a run there of trading second rounders.
Yeah, he had like 2 used in like a decade. It was wild.
Stand by. I'll take a look-see. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the show.
We were just talking.
Yeah, it's rather than pretend like this is something that it isn't. This is Barn Burner, a presentation of Bet365. We were also talking about there's 3 football games left. That's not great.
In 3 weeks.
And you wimped out on the weekend.
I did.
I don't have a feel.
I just didn't. I didn't have a feel.
How did we do in our picks, Jack? We revisited those?
Not good, Bob.
Well, we had the Bills, except Dean, who had to play heel to save us.
Yeah, I had the Commanders.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
I
pushed on the Rams because it was 6.
I pushed those.
Everyone will
6.
push.
Yep.
There. Okay.
I had the Commanders. I had the Ravens.
I had the Texans.
And I think I don't remember. I have it right here. I know everyone's really dying to know.
Yeah.
And what else we were talking about was Rene Bork. Does anyone want to bet what he was traded for?
Is he at the event today?
He is at the event today. Crushing it.
I had the Chiefs minus 8.5.
That wins, I believe.
Commanders.
Yeah, because that stupid kicker for Houston.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Commanders plus 9.5, Ravens -1, Rams plus 6. So 2,
I went
1 and 1.
1 and 1 as well. I waffled on the Commanders.
Rennie
Had them all week,
Bork,
put bets in and then changed my mind.
Rennie Bork came to Calgary for a conditional pick. I believe it was a second, maybe second and a little bit more. But Daryl was firsts are good, not quite as good. Seconds.
I don't need to go up back.
You can have my second.
I don't need to go back to back and call out names.
And then he was traded.
Where was he drafted, Rennie Bork? We talk about Rennie Bork because the Flames.
I don't think he
poker
was
tournaments this week.
Today.
Look, he was undrafted.
Undrafted.
Really?
College grad.
College
That's
guy,
right,
yeah.
in
Went to
college.
Wisco. Played 77-05-06. We were saying that it felt like maybe he was.
It's
Yeah,
like
there
Glenn
it
Crossy
is.
vibes, eh? Like college, undrafted, big guy that can skate.
Played in Chicago with Kyle Calder and Mark Bell and Tyler Arneson. So you were right, Pinder. He was kind of.
Andersson era.
It's a little after the Daze, but
Before the winning.
Duncan Keith is there.
Seabrook.
Brent Seabrook is there.
Just
Still
start.
buddies lives beside him there.
Yeah, Bufflin is there.
Big buff.
Corey Crawford. But when does it turn? Is it
The next year.
Yeah, so his last year was 07-08. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Because he probably had to play against them when we went to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, he'd have taken a solid rogering from his ex-teammates there for a good stretch of time.
08-09, 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
That was Chicago. You
Yep,
guys were
that
what,
was
the
my last
4
year.
seed against the 5 because
Yep.
you somehow screwed up the division in the last game of the year, dressing like 13 guys against Edmonton because you were over the cap, Daryl.
Yeah, it would have been his last year was the Kane rookie year because he was 18.
That's when everything changed.
Kane, Sharp, Taves, Bufflin, Keith, Seabrook, Havlat, Rennie Bork, Laklabish, 25 years old.
Jeez. Daryl. Thanks a lot, Daryl.
Andrew Ladd. You know who else came over? Depot.
That's
Really?
right. He came earlier, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came.
You know what you should do?
He
You
was
should
happy you should get out of Chicago. It's terrible right now. And it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
05.
But I'm from Chicago, and I can't. No, we're going to do some winning here. You should definitely come. All right.
We got a lot of buzz after 38 minutes of Flames conversation.
Was it
with
38
Frank.
minutes that we
many.
got?
Yes, it was too much.
I
for
thought
sure.
it was only going to be about 5 minutes with Frank in total. And then all of a sudden,
It's
there's a
classic.
hot button topic.
They play one game all week, and we just completely go full barrels Monday, and it's like the chamber's empty.
Got nothing left. As mentioned, Bet365 present the show.
It's
Presenting sponsors. World's largest sports betting platform. Get that account open if you haven't already. Bet365 with the promo code NATION when you sign up. Get the app on your phone. The app is awesome. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And we have the super chat.
Oh, baby.
Up and rolling inside the YouTube. Make a little donation. We're going to guarantee to show your little whatever thing on the show.
Super chat thing.
And then we'll take the money that you've donated and we'll give it to the Youth Centers of Calgary.
They'll do something good with it.
Sure.
Better than we'd do with
Yeah.
it for sure.
We'd buy coffee beans at this point.
Yeah. We also need some mix. We still got a lot of booze left from that.
Still a lot
party,
of
but we don't
yeah.
need mix.
Yeah.
We should just have another show.
We either have to buy shot glasses or mix. That's our choices at this point.
We're too old for shots.
I agree. I think mix is the move.
I will say this about yesterday. It was, it's like watching a quarterback. It's like watching Lamar, although he did just lose.
Maybe pick a better, like Josh.
No, I'm going to say with Lamar, just with how elusive he is, slippery, good on his feet, getting away from pressure. You think he's in trouble. It's you in an argument.
Thank you.
Except sometimes you will hand off to the other team. Like you kind of go both ways. And it's like, I thought he was on this team. Now
you'll do it quickly. And yeah.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you were with the Ravens. Oh, I am. Watch me now. And
go Bills.
Jesus, I thought I could have sworn.
Bills jerseys.
Isn't that because you're going to that end zone? No, I was just doubling back for a second. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think yesterday was the best example of that. I think I was pretty consistent with I'm in favor of them, trying to really turn it over to the youth.
No, this is the beauty of it, is that you truly believe that your takes are all straight lined, but
I'm sure there's times where it's like, how can you be saying both of these things? It's maddening. But I thought yesterday I was pretty consistent with let's actually rebuild, not keep retooling if we want to.
No, I think your opinion on we need to rebuild is out there. It's just the fact that it's not going to be accomplished and how you do that and who.
So it wouldn't work, you're saying?
You want to do it.
Yeah.
But they're not able to do it if they continue to perform the way they.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's what would you do, what would you like to see them do, and then what you'd expect the Flames to do. And then they could all theoretically be the same. It just doesn't really seem like they are. Like, I think we're going to have a very pedestrian trade deadline for this team in the sense that they're going to be happy to watch this group and not get pot committed for this year, but also not liquidate older guys because I think they care about what's happening in the room culturally. Is that a fair assessment?
I think we're one of the big, God, who are we? But one of the places where I think we differ in opinion is you don't see any value in adding a 23 or 24-year-old because of what they're going to be in 3 or 4 years from now, which is when you think the team is going to be.
If you say I don't see any value, that's just overstating it. I think
whenever somebody brings up a trade for anyone at this point, you bristle.
Well, we don't know the prices for trades, and we only hear about these trades. We never see them. That's why, because it's kind of like talking about like flying cars. Like we want to see it.
There's
like,
flying
tell
cars
me
coming.
about.
I told you about this years ago. And
the Jetsons is ages ago.
Owen Byram, Casey Middlestat. That was last year.
Yeah,
these trades do happen. You make it sound it's not like these don't happen.
That wasn't the type of trade this team's making. They're just trading Connor Zary for Dylan Cousins, right? Like I'm just saying, if you want to try to find a right shot centerman that is in that age group that you think is going to be a star, I mean, it's like Seguin, it's Thornton.
What if you don't think they're going to be a star, but they're going to be a player that can play in your top 9, top 6, and it's going to cost you futures of which you think you have plenty at this point?
I think you weigh the options of how good you think the player is and where those picks are valued, and you do what you think helps you. I don't have any problem with adding a 23 to 25-year-old guy, but what this team is missing is star power and a superstar, and that's the kind of trade I just am very doubtful you can find.
And the other side of it is and I think we're kind of there again. I don't think they're going to finish high enough or low enough to get a pick. It's going to get you one of those guys.
I agree. I think they're going to have to hit the skids to get in that top 10 range. And if they don't, Montreal's getting their pick. It's that simple.
Every time you feel like they're going to do it, they stop.
Yeah. Like when you lose back-to-back games in St. Louis and then you go into Winnipeg.
Yeah. This is a nice 3-game.
Eric Comrie probably helps, but let's be honest. Dustin Wolf stole 2 points.
Nothing to do with Comrie.
Yeah. Like if you had said we were in Winnipeg and the goalie stole 2 points, you'd think it was Hellebuck. Incorrect. He didn't play. Wolf was unbelievable. Maybe game of his year.
Yeah, it's something though.
It really is.
Because I do think Wolf changes things here.
So I looked at
I think
you're
dealing with a guy who's going to be top 10-ish.
Yeah, I agree.
In goaltending stats moving forward.
It's amazing. And it's been since Kipper, we've joked about it. Even Markstrom, it was like it was even or odd years, one or the other.
It
wasn't great. And then other years, like, wow, there he is. He's going to be like 4th or 5th in Vezina voting or whatever. But he's got 1 year left at like peanuts, like $750,000 this summer.
So this is the year to do it? This year, next year, while he's still cheap?
I know. What I'm saying is this summer, if you want to, sure. I don't know that you're close.
All right. No,
with him, you're barely in. But this is the summer I would flop like $60 million in front of him and just say, we want you here for the next 9 years. And then for 9 years, guys, that is your identity.
9.
Make sense? Make him say no to all the money. And then you've got a little, because you keep talking about like, what is the timeline? Like, I agree. Wolf brings you clarity on that.
I don't think he brings you.
I
think he muddies the water.
Well, he does, but knowing you have him
yeah,
is like, okay, this is a defined window. We have an elite goaltender for 9 years.
I think the one thing he clears up is that you're not going to be as bad as you think. If you're going to play him, if you're going to let him play at least half of the games, you're probably not going to be
to lose
a bottom 5 team.
To lose a lot with Dustin Wolf, you'd need to nuke the blue line. It's the only way, just because he's going to stop more pucks than he should.
I don't like this at all.
And you just can't, what do you tell the rest of the room?
Yeah, like they've earned the spot they're in, which is 8th in the West right now.
And $20 million in cap space. It's not being utilized in any way, shape, or
not
form.
yet. I wonder what they could find to do that with that. I mean, you could play the bank. You could also take on a bad contract that expires.
And I know maybe there is some Treliving tax. But the Leafs this year, because they won again last night, and Matthews is back, and he's got 8 goals in 9 games since returning. And it was one thing we were going to talk about. We got a guest coming up. We don't need to get into it, but we talked a lot about Marner last year. What's he going to do? He's got to want out. He's got to get a trade. Why would he stay there? And it's not just he's going to go back to Toronto the last year of his deal because he knows what he's getting there.
He's going to light it up.
He's going to get all the points that he's always gotten, and he's doing it again.
He is.
And you get lulled into it thinking, well, maybe it can work. Maybe it's going to be okay. But no,
we've seen this movie
in January. Things are usually probably pretty good for Mitch Marner and the Leafs. It's when April rolls around that things start to go sideways. But there's something about that. I mean, that Leafs team, the coaching is a little bit different. They feel a little bit different.
A little more gristle on the back end. Like you've added McCabe and some other, guys that have some OEL's not super physical, but he's a large human.
Yeah. And
Tanev changes a lot defensively.
That GM doesn't sit around. He will be happy to.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if
what do you mean by the tax?
It's just if the Flames are going to make a deal with Toronto, essentially Treliving, we're not going to help you unless it really helps us, kind of thing. Whether that exists or not.
What's the deal they're looking for? Like, are you trying to get rid of bad money, or they?
I think it's a team that would look around and say, well, Florida, maybe we can finally get past them. And is Tampa Bay, where are they at? And the Rangers have taken a step back. In the East, why not us? Might be kind of a mentality.
Yeah, I don't know where they fit with the Flames, but I think they will be shopping big time. Like, if the Flames were selling Rasmus Andersson,
that's what I was going to say. If you're gonna move Rasmus with the intent of getting the most,
what's the most with the Leafs? And I'm being serious because I don't know their stock. I will look. And Frank said it, and we all know it. The Leafs are finishing pretty high, right? Like so. Their first round pick is not the
first wouldn't be that valuable. You'd want Easton Cowan, who I believe is their top prospect,
late first
or 2 firsts, and then a roster player that they're probably you need to fill D minutes for the rest of this year.
You have to make Kadri go with them.
Then the money was tough.
Eat it.
Here's $10 million. What are the Flames getting back? We don't know.
Eat it.
But no, if you ask me, why do you think you're going to get a lot for Rasmus Andersson? I think it's easy to understand that he's making way less than he's worth. You're getting 2 playoff runs. What could you get for trading him? We could only speculate, but I would hope you could get 2 firsts, a very good prospect, and a roster player.
What are you looking at, Dean?
Well, just what are you going to want? What are you going to need? What are you going to want out of there? Fraser Mitten's the 6'2", 20-year-old center.
Minton and Cowan are the 2 best prospects, yeah.
Easton Cowan.
Yeah, one of those 2 guys, multiple firsts, and then send us a D-man that you're going to have in the press box anyway.
I don't know that it's multiple firsts.
One of those guys, if you're the Leafs, you're picking 25 to 32 the next 2 years, in my opinion. Those are not – that's basically a second rounder, right?
But I don't know is that the right price for – I just feel like we've gone –
yeah, we've been
with every one of
excited.
these free agents that we've seen in the last year and a half. We've overvalued every single one of them.
Landholme, they got more than we thought they would. And I think the Toffoli deal in hindsight, you could argue was a huge win.
Tanev
was less. I think I don't like the Grishnikov prospect. I know you were higher on him than I am. I just think he's going to be.
I was not high at all. I know nothing
just
about
said he's not going to be an NHLer. He's a great character, but he's probably going to be the captain of your AHL team. That doesn't really help the big roster. There's no ceiling for talent there. But the Hanifin one, it'll all depend where that pick falls.
2 years away from that still?
Next summer.
Yeah. He'll be a great player when I'm dead.
Yeah, there's that.
When I'm dead and gone. But I think that we like Rasmus. Rasmus has been a very good Flame. Does everybody in the league feel the same way, that like multiple firsts and our top prospect? Isn't. It would have to be. This isn't Ray Bourque.
I think Treliving would like him, to your point.
Yeah,
because he knows him, and they're in burn the boats mode in Toronto. Like, what are you talking about? They care about a 25th overall pick in 2026. Get it out of here.
Yeah,
with other stuff, go. But again, you sold 2 months of Elias Lindholm. You got 5 pieces.
Volume doesn't matter. It's the quality of stuff, doesn't it? Like
no, for sure. So
I'm not sold on the return yet for Lindholm. I know that you might be right, but none of them are contributing. At the moment.
Yeah, Kuzmenko's got 2 goals, but you loved Kuzmenko a lot more when you saw him
like you liked you liked the volume that you got.
Yeah, you got a first and Brustevich were the 2 most valuable pieces.
Who's the first?
The first would be, I believe, the Gridden selection. He's lighting up the queue.
Hopeful there.
Yeah, I mean he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's almost a point and a half a game in major junior as an 18-year-old. The problem is they won't be able to put him in the Wranglers next year with that CHO role.
Stupid CHL.
Go to college and then decommit, then come to the Wranglers. Let's go.
Can you do that?
I don't know. It's the Wild West, man. No one knows what you can do and not do until someone does it.
Dean, who's making up these rules?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Yeah, Leafs are second in the East after Washington, who's just winning. Again,
I would say
4
the
straight.
Leafs are in a great spot because it's Tampa's not as sharp. Will be a tough out, right? Boston, I don't think they've got it. Sens are talented, but beatable. The Canes are the Canes. None of it's going to be easy. But if you're the Leafs, how do you stack up? Like, we don't do it, and I don't want to because I don't like the Leafs. But like, you could sit here and go, okay, we're not going all in this year. The Marner thing becomes an issue. What are we next year, and how are we approaching it? If we're not going all in at some point, what's our time frame to win?
They're all in. They've been trading first every year.
Like you say, and I feel like when you're talking about the Leafs, burn the boats. Yeah.
What do you wait?
Like 67 was a long friggin' time ago. And if you think you've got a better shot than you have in any of the last 5 or 10 years.
And don't forget, they just had a regime change, and Keith Petley came in and said, winning matters. That's it. And Brendan Shanahan's coming up on a decade here, right? Like that's 8 or 9 playoffs in a row. They've flopped. Like if there is a team that is willing to sacrifice the future for the present, we talked about before.
And I don't even how much future are you sacrificing with the guys that you have?
Yeah, it's that you don't have great prospects coming in, but you've already got all these stars locked in, right? If they re-sign Marner, it's not like you're going to be missing skilled forwards in 5 years. They're all still going to be.
Yeah, and if things go to shit, you convince one guy to leave and trade him, you're going to get anything and everything you want.
The challenge that they have is that they're going to face the Panthers either in round 1 or 2.
I get it. Odds of it's just back-to-back
beat
year
them at some point.
I agree.
Back-to-back years, they've gone to the. There will be a eye of the Tigers scenario, right, where the team that hasn't won wants it more.
I agree, and I thought last year it looked like that, but they missed Nylander for 3 or 4 games, and Matthews for 3 or 4 games, and then Wool got hot, but then he got hurt. Like it was a perfect storm of bad, and they still almost beat Boston. They should have. Like if they're just healthier, they beat them.
We have a guest joining us. We can call it the Insider Hotline.
Sure.
You know what? He's one of life's insiders.
He really is.
What do you need? What do you need? Where are you going? What are you doing? What experience are you going to have? This guy's been there, done that. We'll be able to have some inside knowledge for you. For our good friends at Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, the crystal clear choice for just keeping the mechanical heart of your home intact and strong. 403-219-4100 or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. He's back. Stephen Brunt. There he is. Look at him. Hey, good to see you, buddy.
Just in time for the Leafs talk. How
was just
how perfect.
We kind of set ourselves up there. It's like, oh, Leafs, hey, you guys don't like the Leafs, don't talk about it.
It's funny out there though. It's overreact to everything. Like 3 games ago, it was William Nylander can never be trusted, and he's scored 4 goals in the 3 games since, and they've won all 3 against good opponents. And it's like, yeah, maybe we don't need to react to 3-game sample sizes.
Yeah, I had to go and look because I saw just Toronto. Oh boy, there's so okay. So what is going on? 3 straight losses, which they then snapped out of.
Happens.
It's quite a world.
We'll judge them in the spring. We just talked about it.
Well, I got to say, boys, one of the great pleasures of my new life, whatever that is that I actually don't have to go on radio every day and do the
overreaction,
arrow up, arrow down version of the Leafs, which I've been doing almost my entire adult life without watching them win the Stanley Cup. So, I've got lots of. I haven't spent any of my bullets on the Leafs for a long, long time.
Well, I was going to text you last week. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I'd rather get him on the show and, in a way, do it to your face or talk to you about it. You're Up Close. The latest edition episode of Up Close came out last week. You with Adam Copeland, Edge, the Rated R superstar. So it was, I think Friday, maybe I had some kids sports. I'm driving around, podcast time. Put it in my ears, start listening, and hearing these old wrestling clips and hearing you do your work and hearing this thing is really good. I then, once I heard the whole, now I got to watch it. I got to see how this is going down. And I mean, this is going to be, I mean, plug your nose. And are you what, allergic to secondhand smoke up your ass kind of thing? It was, for me, as enjoyable to watch you work as it was to take in the wrestling and just the whole conversation. We've seen you with your essays and we've seen you do what you do, but the only thing I could, in this unvarnished kind of way, even though it's produced and it's put together, but it's not meant to be crystal, just perfect and everything's just so. I mean, you guys are just shooting the shit. You guys are just having a conversation and things are coming up. He clearly appreciates your company. And it was just so neat for me to watch you in an hour and a half. Like it's an hour and a half long or whatever it is. Do what you do. I was fascinated by it. I don't know if you know this. You're quite good at it.
He's fan.
You're good at it.
Well, thank you, my pal. Look, I had a great time doing it. Like we talked about that a little bit, when we talked about the first time before you guys had seen it. But like I had an absolute ball doing that, and maybe that's part of what comes through. It was very, very comfortable. He's a very cool guy. I like him a lot, and that what you see there, it's not. Like there's no edits aside from the adding content, like the archival stuff that Amal Delich, the magnificent producer, added to it, both audio and video. That's it. Like we talked for an hour and a half. Like, so what you hear is the whole shooting match.
Yeah.
And we couldn't really cut it. We didn't have to, which is the beauty of the podcast thing. Sometimes you do have space to stretch out, but it just fell together so naturally, and it was such a nice natural conversation. And it was just 2 guys shooting the shit, like, which is, so if it comes across that way, that's great. If it comes across as 2 guys who kind of like each other, that's it too. It's not always like that. I've interviewed people who are, more difficult or, more guarded, a little less comfortable in their own skin than he is. But man, it was just such a pleasure, just such an absolute pleasure to do it.
I went back because I listened to it first, and there was some of that, like you say, the old audio from we're here at Maple Leaf Garden, but then the video not all of it was included in the video portion. Do I talk to Amal about it, or I was just curious? I got to, Roddy Piper's breaking a beer bottle over his head, and we kind of saw that. But I wanted to go back and see some of that footage, and not all was there. Is that copyright stuff?
That would be that'd be an Amal question. My guess is yes. My guess is you could probably get away with stuff on audio that maybe you can't necessarily on video. And but he makes good choices though, man. He is very, very good at that. I've worked with him before back in the old gig, doing a podcast, and that's kind of the unique thing that he brings to the table for me, is that he takes the material and obviously sets it up beautifully, but he adds to it, like he adds layers to it that I'm always really thrilled about.
Yeah, the Deanie Petty stuff is so cool. Just again, we can move on because we talked about it last week, but here's a guy in Toronto that wins an essay contest and goes to see the Deanie Petty show because Bret Hart's on it, and the microphone ends up and he's asking him a question, and then Bret talks to him afterwards, and his best buddy from down the street, they end up being tag team champions. He says it's a movie. It probably is a movie.
Should be.
You wouldn't believe it if it was a movie. Be like, this never happened.
No, it's a crazy story, and that's why, you know what I found with this one, because look, obviously you like wrestling, right? And you kind of can engage with it on that level. But I've been trying to encourage people who, even if you're not a hardcore wrestling fan, and most people, what I've found is that most people, even if they don't acknowledge it, there's something in there. Like, everybody knows something about it, and everybody's watched it, really. Even if they pretend they haven't watched it, they've watched it. They've absorbed it at some point in their life. But the story is so good that, like my wife's not a big, my wife is not a wrestling fan. But she really liked the story, right? She just liked the story of the kid from Orangeville and all of the kind of weird twists and turns it's taken. And she liked him. She liked him in the piece.
Yeah. Single mother, no money.
Yeah.
It's a rags to riches story in the very truest sense. You mentioned that they're not always that easy. Is there one that sticks out in your mind that you're sitting there trying to interview somebody? Like, we agreed to this. Like, you said yes to this interview. I'm not holding you against your will at gunpoint, right? Because some of them are awkward and you wonder why you're doing it.
The worst guy I ever interviewed, this is way before TV, but I remember Bo Jackson came in when he was playing for Kansas City for the Royals. Then his, the baseball part of his career came into Toronto, and I went up to interview him when I was working at the newspaper, the Globe and Mail, and like, he literally did not make eye contact with me. Like didn't even acknowledge my existence for 1 second. And I may have embellished or imagined this part, but I think he spat a big wad of tobacco juice like right past my ear, while not answering. And I don't know if he may have spoken about himself in the third person. I may be confusing him with the late Ricky Henderson, who always spoke about himself as Ricky Henderson.
Mike Babcock did the same thing. Very normal. What are you talking about?
Very normal. Yeah. But he was the worst. Yeah. There were a lot of baseball players who were bad in, I think they're slightly better than they used to be, but even some of those Jays teams back in the day, like, they were miserable people. Like, you really,
Steve?
Yeah. Well, he was a challenge for sure. He was, his level of hostility. I don't know, I think I've told you guys about this, but like, one of the kind of epiphanies I had as a very, early days in sports writing was going in and waiting for Dave Stieb after a start. And, he was always angry, like, whether it was good or bad. He was always angry about something, about somebody missing a scuffing a ground ball behind him or something. And he'd stand and you go into the dressing room, the Jays dressing room. And this would have been probably still in the old exhibition stadium. And, so you're a grown up, right? And you're waiting to do work, and you're standing there with your notebook, waiting for this guy to deign to turn around at his locker and speak to the 3 or 4 or 6 of you who are there. Plus, he's naked, right? And I remember at one point thinking, this is a really weird way to make a living. Like, this is kind of humiliating, this whole thing, that I'm waiting for this naked dude to turn around and then be hostile when you say, boy, how's that slider? Man, oh man. So, yeah.
Reminds me of old number 44 used to play for Calgary. Just a gristled.
Lucky you didn't have to talk to me very often. I always did my job.
That's right. Well, or it was near the end of your career, and
Kipper did his job for him.
I was near the end anyway. You know what? I was thinking about this morning as we were going to get you on. I remember on the old show, I said to you a few times, you got to write a book about Buffalo. For all the things that have gone against Buffalo.
Misery.
It's just the city that can't get it. There's other cities that have that moniker, but boy, Buffalo certainly has it, and I guess has earned it. Before we get into it, just some video from the weekend. This, of course, is the old quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is a bit of a legend, right? So he's on the broadcast.
It's snowing. It's cold. It's Buffalo weather. Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo. I got to ask you a question, but hold on one sec.
just got to thinking that he was the legend of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Ivy League guy there, by the way. Ivy League guy.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know how you watch that and you think this fan base needs one. This is you feel like they may never get this close again. They got the quarterback. They've got a team. What's a Super Bowl parade like in Buffalo? Goodness gracious!
It lasts a week,
lock up
I bet.
everybody, nail down all the furniture because it'll be an absolute, just a gong show out there. What's your feel? Because we talk about different. Oh, you're in the East, and are people excited for the Four Nations? What's the Bills fever like out there?
Well, where I'm sitting here in Hamilton, the border, the Peace Bridge to Buffalo is about a 45-minute drive. So I'm really close to Buffalo here. And, in this part of Southern Ontario, Buffalo was like that's like all of our television, everything came through Buffalo. So everybody who grew up in this neck of the woods knew a lot about Buffalo. It was like the kind of, I know it's kind of it's like Hamilton. It's very much the same kind of town, a gritty industrial town that's, had its ups and a lot of downs. But for us, it was this kind of, it was America, right? There were all these things that you could get in Buffalo that happened in Buffalo. And so we were all super tuned in to Buffalo culturally. We always have been. And, I covered, all 4 of those Super Bowl teams that lost. Like I went to all 4 of those. So I've spent a lot of time down there covering the Bills and, to a lesser degree covering the Sabres, but certainly covering the Bills. I tell you, there's my favorite Buffalo crowd story because that I know they look like fun, but
they do.
We went to a game. I was at a game with my 2 sons who were not they're probably 12, 14 years old at the time. We went down with a group of guys from Toronto and went to a Bills game, and they're playing Cincinnati. This is not good Cincinnati. This is mediocre Cincinnati Bengals, and it's not like the Steelers are coming in or the Dolphins are coming into the Jets. Like not a rivalry game at all, right? Nothing. There's no kind of heat, you would think. And we're sitting down right in the closed end zone part in the stands there before the game. And this guy is walking down the aisle carrying a baby, like a toddler in his arms. And he's got the Bills stuff on. And he's walking down the aisle. And there's one Cincinnati guy in this whole section. And the guy says something to him. And he looks at the guy. And then he walks by and walks down to his seats down in front, hands the baby to somebody, walks back up, goes to the guy and cold cocks him right in the head, like just pounds him. And it turns into this huge brawl. Like there's people flying over the seats and
it's good parenting.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So plus me parenting, my kids were, they thought this is the greatest thing they'd ever seen in their life right there in the middle of a riot.
Yeah.
So it's, but they deserve, God knows they deserve it. I knock on wood, but the fact that they could win that game over Baltimore, without, like, they weren't spectacular, but they didn't make any mistakes. They didn't overdo it. Baltimore made the mistakes. Lamar made the mistakes. The tight end made the mistakes. Those guys were the guys who kind of choked in the playoff game. And the Bills played an okay game, but they just, and I think kind of that's maybe, like, you don't need Josh Allen to go out there and, throw it all over the field and run all over the field and take all kinds of chances. And going in against a KC team that is, solid and really good defensively, but not spectacular offensively this year, although, you count them out when at your own peril. Like, I kind of think they can beat Kansas City, and I think they could beat either of the teams on the other side. And I don't know, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse may ride over the horizon if they win. Like, that could be it, right?
Yeah, that might be it.
Well, and here's the thing, like, you want to talk about a suffering fan base. Like, yeah, boy, it'd be nice. How's that going in Detroit this year? Because they had everything lining up for them until it all crumbled. I mean, this is not a trophy that goes to the most suffering fan base. It's cruel.
No, and that was the dream Super Bowl, right? Detroit Buffalo. Like, somebody's got to win. And that felt horrible. That boy, because now they're so beat up on defense. Like, they just lost so many guys. It's just been crazy. And I think that finally caught up with them, but they've been so much fun to watch the last 2 years. And I absolutely root for them too, for the same kind of reasons. And that's what I was hoping for. But anyway, so much for that. Mind you, Jaden Daniels is really good. But the Bills thing, and we Buffalo sports radio, and Rhett knows this, is spectacular. Like, it is. you know, the entire pulse of the city, the emotional ups and downs, like, you know, people get so angry, you know, when things are going wrong, and they get so high when things are going, except that you know, they're always looking up and saying, you know, if we get really happy, like a 16-ton weight is going to drop out of the sky. It's coming, right? You know, this can't be good, right? Because it's never good. And they've had some amazing talk radio guys on there who were, you know, just, you know, like, again, we're absolutely 100% worth the price of admission. So again, I don't know what happens if they win. Like, if they got nothing to grouse about, I have no idea what it'll be like.
But it has happened. You saw the Red Sox after a lifetime. The Chicago Cubs. I mean,
I hated the Red Sox. Jeez, that was
happen. There's, you know, and there's something kind of, I don't know. It's, people say it's like ridiculous or whatever. So you play outside in Buffalo, and you've had games, seems like every year, being postponed, relocated, whatever.
It's not
building a new stadium. Are you putting a roof on it? No. Well, why wouldn't you? It's because it's Buffalo. There's something, I don't know. There's something kind of cool about it.
That and $1 billion probably explains it.
Yeah. Right next door. It's going to be lovely, but you're right. It's going to be in the same place and the same temperatures. You know, like, it's
they changed the angle, Steve, so the wind's not going to blow the snow in. They get kind of a bit covered. It's thought out in Buffalo fashion.
Okay, it'll be just fine then.
They have melting stations on the roof because the snowpack, of course, gets so big you can't have a roof or it'll collapse, and it's just covering most of the seats, apparently.
Well, anyway, we probably cursed them now by talking about this.
Yes,
but I yes. Absolutely.
How can they be more cursed, Stephen? They can't.
That's true. It's beyond our powers, obviously. Correct? Yeah. But I'm rooting for him with every bit of my every cell.
And did anyone not expect what's his name to drop that 2-point conversion? There's no way. Like, everyone's like, they're going to tie it. It's whether Allen can charge down the field and get points on the board.
You know what? I still think, you know, they had a minute and a half and 2 timeouts or maybe 3 timeouts left. I think they'd go down and kick the field goal.
I thought
anyway,
so too.
Because I don't think Baltimore could have stopped them in that circumstance. But yeah, Andrew's dropping that pass, and he also had the horrible fumble, and it was a bad day.
Finally, things going the Bills' way.
Yeah, I was going to say that would not be front of mind, though. This is just more opportunity for things to go Billsy on us. They get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and now we have to. Have they missed field goals? Has that ever happened?
They could have.
What's great is, like, Jack is our producer here, and it's not to throw him under the bus, but it's just didn't know about the 4 Super Bowls. Like, well, did you know they went to 4 straight
in a row?
And it got worse.
All of them.
And it's got it. There's a progression, right? Because wide right was the first one, you know, and by the end of it, you know, I forget which one. Thurman Thomas forgot his helmet. That was the Washington one, I think. Like, it just kept getting. Each one got worse, right? Like, because the first one they should have won. Obviously, they had it won, and then after that, it was they found they lost to Washington and Minnesota, I think. I remember the Dallas was the Leon Lett game, I think. Wasn't that when he dropped he was running the fumble in, and Don Beebe, whoever it was, knocked the ball, but Dallas crushed him. They got progressively worse, and it felt more and more inevitable. And those teams were, that team would be remembered as one of the greatest teams. It'd be like this Kansas City team, right? Like, honest to God, like they were unbelievably good.
Yeah.
And there's some thought out there on social media, at least, and I think among the fans, that for the Bills, you're going to have to beat Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid, but there's another part that you're taking on when you play them, that allegedly that maybe the fix is in, that the officials really have a slant towards towards the Chiefs. Buffalo Bills just called for roughing the passer ahead of their game next week against Kansas City. So that's tough. Already flags.
John Cena's dad. That's good.
Andy Reid coaching up his starters before the game.
It's not like people in Buffalo would ever think that the officials or the league would conspire against them to deny them a championship, would they? That's never happened before.
Brett wasn't there for that.
Yeah. You know what? Because you said it, what kind of sets this up is, the Chiefs they're on the fringes of a dynasty and they can go three-peat. But there's just something about this team that feels like they're not quite what they've been. Just a little bit less, which puts them in a ripe spot to be taken by the Bills. It's so juicy.
Yep. So it's just got to happen, right? So yes, this is the least talented of this Chiefs, the least talented team of the Chiefs dynasty, I would say. There's no Tyreek Hill. There's no kind of game breaker guy. Yeah. Defensively, they're really, they play smart and they play really well. And actually, that's kind of the strength of the team. But, Mahomes is Mahomes, and Kelsey seems to have come to life. He's gotten over his distractions the rest of the season and seems to be playing football again. So, but they, like I don't bet, but if I did, I would put a couple bucks on the Bills. I'm just kind of feeling it right now.
People forget, like, Hollywood Brown didn't play till like weeks ago.
Yeah,
they lost Rashee Rice early, who looked like a game breaker, like right from week one. He's like, wow, okay, they've got an alpha receiver here. Pacheco was the running back everyone loved, and now he looks hobbly coming off a leg injury. Like, it's not that they started out untalented. It's just they've kind of arrived here with defense and, a late play to win a game. When they had a drive and they needed to score down late, they go get that touchdown, even if it is against a Carolina or some crap team.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes down. Well, the defense is really good, but a lot of that comes down to Mahomes, and his ability to kind of create. But and you're right to point out that some of the injuries that they did kind of have a plan here, and the plan kind of went out the window with some of those guys getting hurt. But like Mahomes has had to invent stuff, and occasionally get a cheap call go his way. So. But do you think it'll be close? Of course, it's going to be close, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be, So
you played some thrillers.
Yeah, that's all they play.
As a fan, the debate: if they Bills win, do you go to the Super Bowl?
Oh,
you've been, no, because I have heard mixed, where it's like it's full of corporate fans, it's not team fans.
That's
it's not like going to the last weekend in Buffalo, where you've got Bills fans and Ravens fans. You've got football fans, and it's corporate.
Well, I'll tell you, these games, like last weekend, this weekend, and having covered a lot of those games, division games, conference championships, they're the best games for atmosphere. Yeah. There's no question, right? If I was going to go as a fan to one game and drop big money, that's what I'd go to, because you want to be in a stadium that's alive, and Super Bowl stadiums do tend to be a little bit, there's a lot of people there who don't give a crap, and they're there for other reasons. However, the one deciding factor this year is that it's in New Orleans. And there is no better place for a Super Bowl. It's the only place they should ever have it.
Really?
And and the city is so cool. There's
Rhett's never been. Of all the places.
If you go, you got to get away from, some of the, some of the stuff, and again, I'm thinking of the horrible stuff that happened on Bourbon Street around the Sugar Bowl, but Bourbon Street is like a big, ugly frat party full of people throwing up, so if that's your thing, you can go kind of a porny, vomity street. But the rest of New Orleans is amazing. And there's so many cool places to go and to drink and hear music. And obviously the food's nuts. And it's like nowhere else in America. There's no other city like it. I've been there a ton. I love it. If you're going, I got some recommendations.
Oh, it feels like it's coming together. Oh, it kind of feels.
Call you Sunday night.
We had Seravalli on. Seravalli's like, I got tickets. If you can get us get rooms. It's like,
I would be reaching out to get that ticket locked down. As soon as we know it's the Bills, you see what's going to happen to everything.
Yeah.
All you got to do is beat the two-time champs and Mahomes. That's all you got to do.
And the refs. Yeah.
No big deal. No big deal. Well, appreciate you coming on, man. Like I say, I just loved it. I went back and watched it a second time. I was watching a different guy each time I watched it. It's neat watching you work in that sense, and I look forward to whatever is coming next. Is there a tentative date for the next?
Nah, I think it's all kind of it's soon. That's the date, soon.
Nice.
There will be more. It'll come soon.
It's the internet. See, you don't need hard dates.
How
long is it? I don't know. We'll see. When's it coming out? We'll let you know.
We got that big drive to Jasper on Friday. I'm gonna unload the
hint
Brunt holster.
That's right.
It's good.
There you go. Steven, have a good one. Thanks, buddy.
See you guys. Great talking to you.
There's Steven Brunt. Up Close is the you can find it on the Leafs Nation. Let's go find it on the Leafs Nation YouTube.
Makes no sense.
That's there. I mean, whatever. Yeah, it's
content's good.
Now that we can speak, you know what I mean, right? It's usually see Steven, it's all, and he's the best at it, but the essays and everything is like, wow. And then you watch him just kind of work and things pops. This guy's so good.
He's very good.
So good.
For some reason, he likes hanging out with us.
I don't get it.
We got to get him out.
That's why he's good, because maybe he doesn't, and he still comes across.
Yeah, boy, he'd be really good.
These guys don't have the heart to tell them.
Great to see you. How's your salami?
Did you ever take your shirt off at a Bills game? Because wasn't it last year, 2 years ago, they had Jason Kelsey in one of the suites, and then he jumped out and ripped his tarp off. And it was last year, right?
I feel like if Rhett's in the shirt taking off mode, he's not in remembering mode. If he works like I
don't
work.
think I've ever had the shirt off. No. Sure, the person I live with has, but not me.
Jeez.
Big fan, Dean.
Yeah.
You gotta support the fellas.
Tops off for
Motivational.
somebody. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. We'll get to the Pinder Report, see what's going on.
It's unbelievable. I'm gonna get blamed for that somehow. I didn't say a damn thing.
Yeah, it's good. I saw on well, before we do, I was just gonna say two things. I saw hearing loss clinic, I believe.
Are they in?
Are they ready?
Things are yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
We went and got some in-ear monitors.
monitors.
Yeah, you have to go in and they mold them right to your thing. They put that stuff in there and then out it comes. I saw on their Instagram, 7 years is that's usually the gap of time between when people think they maybe have something up with their hearing and when they finally go.
Really?
7 years.
Imagine that with your like a tooth or your eye.
That's what's it.
It'd
If
be
you got
minutes.
toothache, whatever it is, are you going to wait 7 years? But there's
No.
something about, and that's what it's trying to change people's thinking about it, because you don't need to live with it. It will steadily get worse if it's untreated. There's a lot of things when you go untreated can like dementia and just different things, because the brain's working hard to hear things when it should be handling other things. It's not exactly, I kind of dumbed it down.
That's the
there.
science. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dean's on the
Dementia,
research team there.
depression, others have been linked to untreated hearing loss. So don't wait 7 years. Hearingloss.ca, book yourself in. You'll be happy you did. And you could be me, who finds out, yeah, there's definitely some things we can do to help you out here. Or you could be Red. It's like, oh, you're really good. Your hearing's really good shape for how old you are.
Oh, my.
There it is.
Hard to believe that most of what stops people is an old, outdated stigma. Statistically, it takes people an average of 7 years from initially suspecting hearing loss to finally seeking treatment.
Crazy.
Would you do that with a broken bone, chest pains,
No.
loss of taste or sight? Like, it's true.
It's a sense you're talking about here.
And what they wouldn't say is, don't be stupid.
Right.
It's kind of
That's what you're saying.
That's kind of what the whole genesis of that is. Don't be an idiot.
If you want to read between the lines.
That's right. Don't be stupid. Hearingloss.ca, get your assessment done. Go and do it.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just thinking.
Thinking about milk?
Yes.
Oh.
Thought you might be.
Is there? How much? How bad?
Can you laugh? Like if you're them. You know who I'm talking about, right? The other two people in the room.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Like
just
if
guess?
if you're them, can you giggle about armchair rest milk?
They do. They
Like
laugh at
more
everything.
than one day in a row. Like
There are shelf lives for all these things. We will see if yesterday was
a one-off.
the end of it or just the beginning.
I mean, it's one of those things when you show snake videos. Well, yeah, snakes are worldwide, and it's crocodiles,
So is
alligators.
milk.
But putting milk in odd spots, how is that a thing? Hey, look in my console in my truck. There's a bunch of milk. Oh, hoo, hoo, hee, hee, ah.
Pretty good, eh, Jack?
And you know what, Jack? Most disappointed in you, because Pinder's an idiot. We all know that.
Yes.
I thought you were kind of, had your shit on straight.
This one's got me for some
Oh,
reason. I don't.
The milk.
The milk.
Milk.
Yeah. It's just so dumb.
Talk me through it. What is it?
Don't
When
ruin
you
it for 'em.
see somebody when he's got a carry-on bag and he's walking through the airport and milk's leaking out of it, what is?
The thing that's funny for me is that the algorithm has just brought us here. Like,
Yes,
and this
I
is
agree.
just the lowest point of everything we've been through.
I like that it's also like there's this whole like life hacks and pointers with the AI voice, but now people have just totally turned that on its head and like,
Yeah.
made things worse, pretending they're life hacks.
AI is eventually, that algorithm and the AI is eventually just going to show up on Boom's screen and just say, shut it down.
Just yeah,
Close
we're
the
done.
computers. You guys are
It's
terrible.
over.
I got this from someone on X yesterday. That was the dumbest, best Pinder report yet. Well done, sir. A tour de force from start to finish.
Yeah, like I don't know how it just seems like you've taken some random things like milk, suitcase, dresser drawer, toilet, spaghetti, and it's just how are there things?
That toilet spaghetti is no.
How are there things out there online that bring it all together?
We also found a character today that I don't know how long we can.
The one
do
that says the C bomb. Just
no. That guy's not today.
Thanks.
It's a ride.
Yeah, it's very thoughtful of you. The new 2025 hybrid touring CRV is in stock now at Village Honda. The two-motor hybrid powertrain, Econ Mode, Eco Assist, real-time all-wheel drive, tops in its class and built for our city. The Touring Edition has the Honda Sensing Safety Tech, 19-inch black aluminum alloy wheels. You want to look good, you know? You want to look good while you're getting everywhere you need to get to when it's snowing or icy or inclement. And for a limited time, a $1,000 Honda bonus, and qualified Honda owners receive an additional $750 loyalty bonus. That's at Village Honda, your dealership for life. Northwest Automotive.
Pinder.
With the Pinder Report.
Well, boys, we start as we often do, heading over to the old FlamesNation.ca main page. I do want to draw your attention to a few things. Jeff Merrick weighing in on what the Flames may or may not do as they head towards the trade deadline, still in a playoff spot. And the fellas, the writers who Rhett noted do write a lot the other day, they have now written both sides of the conversation we've had multiple times and probably will have until Rasmus Andersson is signed or traded. Why the Flames should keep Rasmus Andersson in the article below, why the Flames should trade Rasmus Andersson. There's obviously great validity in both, and choosing a path is going to be an interesting study, as Craig Conroy is going to have to pick one of those two things. I would assume he's not going to walk him to free agency.
I'll yell at him today.
Pick a path?
Yeah. Pick a path. Pick.
You can't hog the whole road.
Pick one, do it.
Can't go both ways.
FlamesNation.ca for that.
That's correct.
Nice.
Both of those. The standings are why it is more complicated. If you were down in Anaheim at 42 points territory with a top 10 pick incoming, you probably would have a bit of a different feel about it. But there they are in a playoff spot. Large and thanks to a stellar Calder caliber season from Dustin Wolf. 1 point up on the Canucks, games played even.
And the Blues are done. They're cooked.
Are they cooked? They're one back.
Didn't they win last night?
No. They lost.
Yes, they did.
Nope. That was somebody else that lost to Utah, I believe.
Well,
didn't they beat Vegas?
Blues pissed away a lead and then won it in overtime, I thought, or shootout.
God damn it.
Anyway.
Let's get moving. Schedule. I pulled it up on a month by month here because we do have a massive break coming, as we'll be reminded in a moment. They're off until Thursday. It's poker tournament today. Back out to the flyover states where they were prior. That's the Minnesota Wild, and then up to Manitoba to face the Jets. Second weekend in a row they'll spend in beautiful January Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Worked well last time. Do it again. They then come home and we'll play a bunch in a row, or at least a large section of games at home. It'll be 5 of 6 on home ice, starting with, there you are, now into February. And look at the big break, boys. They'll be off from the 8th to the 23rd. 2 weeks.
What are we going to do?
We're going to talk about Four Nations is probably what you're regretting not wanting to hear.
I'm going to be in New Orleans on the 9th. So
Rhett's in New Orleans on the 9th. Okay. That's good.
You guys want to go?
I don't think we have the financial wherewithal to
Frank's got to
zip in to the Super Bowl.
Free.
Can you fly direct to
Nope.
New Orleans? Probably not, eh?
You sure
Or
can't,
Houston?
Dean.
Houston. Denver.
Don't go to Chicago.
Don't go to Chicago.
You told me that.
Houston.
That's where I was going. I was going to Chicago during that break, but then I got peer pressured
Out of it or into it?
out of it.
I think it's the right decision, Dean.
I supported you. I wanted you to go.
I don't think you did.
No, I did.
It's not true at all.
Said you go to Kingston Mines. Go
I
see
think
the
there's
Blues.
people coming here anyway. Don't we have to hang out with people? We've got lots of things going on.
At that time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Are the Flames going to make the playoffs? That's a good question. They got a 1 point bulge on the Canucks.
A bulge of 1 point.
Huge bulge.
Yeah.
A micro bulge is what
Yeah.
they're calling it. Here is Bet365's Make It or Not. They've got it for all teams in the NHL.
Make it or not.
Plus 235 to make the playoffs, which is an implied likelihood of around 30%, and minus 320 on missing, which suggests it's about 76% chance of missing. Plus 235, right? Put your money where your mouth is.
Saber's not as strong.
And then you go to the poker tournament today and tell Connie you'll get that center, and then that 235. I mean, it's just a slam dunk. I saw this. Ryan Lomberg is doing some great work in the community. You love to see it. What exactly is he doing? Well, it looks like he's at some sort of a sports retailer.
Sure. Oh, it moves too, right?
You need any help?
Which way's the dumpster?
Good work.
That way?
That's good community work.
Yeah, hey, just doing the community a great service.
God bless him. Now, I want to just protect Ryan Lomberg.
I can't believe they just cruise around in their jerseys.
Yeah, I know,
never
right?
done that in the old days.
Yeah. And setting a good example for one of the youngsters. Really a good example for Matt Coronado there.
Yeah, I think he gets it. It's good leadership right there.
Yeah.
It's good culture. Now, watch out, because the entire Oilers media might jump all over Ryan Lomberg because it might have hurt somebody's feelings in Edmonton.
Yes, you gotta be
And Connor
careful.
McDavid got suspended 3 games, guys. And everyone in Edmonton is saying, when is the NHL going to protect their stars like the NFL does and the NBA does?
Hallelujah.
Right? Because what happened, it was 5'9" Connor Garland.
He was out to get
tangled
him.
up with him, and Connor cross-checked him in the face. So when will Connor be protected?
I'm with
when
you.
will he be able to cross-check
Orange
freely
crush.
in the face?
Orange
with 5'9"
crush.
forwards?
Orange crush.
Stop banging the table. Jesus.
That's what they're doing. I was doing.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
From.
The Oilers media.
Got that?
Knock my internet out. Idiot.
Yeah, there are lots of them up there.
Yeah,
Dude.
there
You're
are.
right.
No, and it's
3 games. I mean, what? It
Probably
should have been 2.
What should it have been?
Like 2, 3? I don't know.
2,
Well,
2 or 3. I just
Seems about right.
So if I cross check you right in the face on purpose, and it wasn't a reaction.
I said it yesterday. You don't want to be without him for 3 games. You'll live without him, but it might buy him a little bit of space. If guys think, well, he might cross-check me right in the jibs if I maul him like this.
And it was interesting that Corey Perry was the one saying that
I would
should go and look out for
I
the.
think it's going to do the opposite. I
Connor's
think
on
that
him.
now
You think more guys are just going to lay on him?
You don't like it when you get harassed? I think I'm going
maybe.
to do it more often.
What are we talking about here? It's 2 guys jostling.
Just remember the Sedins.
Oh,
When Marchand was like picking away at him, and they wouldn't respond or retaliate in any way.
I just like that Corey Perry's weighed in on the debate. Because
That is
he's such
nice,
a
yeah.
known star respecter.
Yeah.
When you collect so many good guys with clean track records, I mean, I guess maybe they do deserve. the
That's
benefit
true.
of
You're
the
learning from some of the best.
doubt.
Does he have to endure a lot? Yeah. Is a lot, some of it should be penalized? For sure. Did he deserve 3 games? Yeah.
Yes.
It can be all of those things.
Is this an easier era for stars to play than it was when Rhett was playing? 100%. Ask Paul Correa what he had to play through. Like, come on here. Whiny.
Did you ever play against Paul Correa?
I did. Couldn't catch him.
He was very
good skater.
very quick. Yeah.
Couldn't catch
We
it.
had a race for the puck and it didn't go well.
I found a video actually of you. You did catch a guy.
Chasing Paul.
You caught a guy. Look.
He's very elusive though.
Let's see here.
That was right along the ice, and it may have been tipped, and now we have a scrap here as Rhett Warner drops them against McCormick. And McCormick has landed some right hands. Now Warner trying to fight back. Big right by McCormick. The last time these clubs played, the rookie McCormick fought Aguila. And now he gets Warner down.
By retro?
And Warner is a big guy, one of the tough guys born.
What was it like when you
Yeah,
had a
tough
big
guy. I heard, one of the tough
He was
guys.
one of the big tough guys. A name bar pointing right at you. That was not often you get the turn and right
Right at center ice, eh?
right
Look at you.
about
I didn't know what to do when
Here,
I had
name
him
bar.
spun.
Plunk.
He broke his call him Chief. He lives in Buffalo. And his finger was bent all the hell in the
From that fight?
box.
So you win.
W for our boy there.
Beat his ass. Seabass.
Oh boy. Speaking of fights, Wi-Fi and the big man Matt Rempe last night. Remember Wi-Fi, the guy with the Arbor Jack guy, Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Good. Ooby dooby doo.
Right.
It's maybe a little different, but
Well, it gets the crowd fired up. Fans love it.
NHL tonight. Let's take a look. What do we got, Rhett?
Yeah.
So many games.
Teams.
You got some red against some blue. You got some yellow against some teal. Green, red.
Yeah,
more
green
red
there.
against blue. More blue on blue.
Feels like a lot of red. I like red tonight.
I kind of like blue tonight. I gotta be honest.
Do you?
There's lots in there.
Yeah, there's some blue. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
blue's
Sabres
all right.
Canucks one.
A lot of blue there.
Some blue's gonna win.
Going to win blue.
Great stuff. Flames back in 2 days still.
That teal yellow one is
It's a hard
a bit
pass.
of a that's a tough one. Yeah.
Nashville's like minus 300 there. I looked at it. It's like they're starting to play better. The hole they've dug is too deep, probably, but like
Not
they're being
probably.
treated like a favorite right now.
Sharks have lost 6 of 7. They're
That
kind of
helps.
back down to earth.
We could settle down that Celebrini Calder talk so that Ozzy Brad can fly over, please. Let's go.
Right.
Right. Let's go. WHL. Landon Dupont good at hockey, eh? You
That's
see
what
this?
they tell me.
So 50-point seasons. You're telling me he's already done it? Okay, that's impressive. Last 35 years.
U17 defenseman.
Under 17. On pace for 72 points. I believe they play 72 in the Western League.
Mhm.
What?
They used to anyway.
Niedermeyer had 68. And we don't want to mention the other guys.
So just for context, this is the U17. What does that mean?
You are 16 years old or younger, and he's actually 15. And he's on pace to have one of the greatest under 17 seasons in WHL history amongst defensemen.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
As a 15-year-old.
You can
Thank
play
you.
at 16, but he's not there yet. It's that exceptional status. They've let him in.
Yes.
It seems like he's handling the pace
league.
of play and the level
pace
okay.
seems to be over. Yep.
Yeah.
The next year, and then what? You go 1 year
Another
in college,
year.
or you go play in
Yeah,
Europe,
don't
then you go in the
put
NHL.
things in-
He'll be a great Flame.
Yeah.
His dad was.
I like his dad a lot.
Is that how it works? He
Dad played-
grandfather that
Yep.
in?
If
Dad
your
played
dad
with
played there,
Perfect.
you get first dibs. Ginla's.
What happened with
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
talking with Tej. I
I
was
don't know. I
What
guess-
about the Warners?
Wow. Iggy didn't trust Conroy with the contracts.
Oh, no confidence?
that's a shame.
That's the shit.
Here's a combo we've been waiting for. Jack and I riveted by this. Let's go.
Here we go.
Oh, it's milk pickles. Look at this. Oh, and the cookie in there too.
Dying.
He's laughing out loud.
Can't believe that it was milk pickles and
And then a cookie
Chocolate
went
chip
in.
Cookie went
right
in,
in there.
yeah.
Put milk in.
Well, because of course, here's the thing: cookies and milk have gone
Yeah,
together
yeah,
for a
it's-
long time.
Yeah.
that might be
It's
good,
not
actually.
new,
Sweet
and
and savory.
you know, there's even people building stuff. Pickles go with everything.
Mike,
Made them.
Mhm.
Wow. Gonna walk us through that?
I don't know how. it
What's
was
the
at
goo in the
school.
middle?
It was at school.
Yeah, that's
This is
crazy
a
here.
nice
It's
touch
just-
right here.
That's
Classy.
It's nice to have the tongs for sure.
That's classy
I
right
was
there.
a little worried about the germaphobe stuff here. Like, you don't have fingers? What do you can touch the Oreo. That's fine.
I'll say this about the Oreo. There's not much to it, and it's been around forever.
Mm.
It's still a pretty good friggin' cookie.
You see they're the jersey sponsor for the Leafs this year?
Are they really?
Yeah, it was milk last year.
Hmm.
Isn't that wild, Jack? I just thought of that.
Laugh out loud funny, Jack? Yeah,
Big
pretty
dairy,
good.
man. Big dairy.
Big dairy.
Thinking their hooks into the algorithm. Cereal's also a time tested and a true staple.
Oh,
Make a banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
Rats.
Yes.
No.
I'm
Keep
glad.
moving.
It's more the fact
While
that
we're
this is
hot,
taking place.
We're gonna keep moving.
Dude.
I'm blown away that this
Now,
is.
when we were Jack's age, we probably weren't good at doing the dishes, and I can imagine what a house of mid-20s Lugans would look like at the end of a weekend. What if you just want a glass of milk and all you have dishes?
No.
No, Jack liked that one.
See, the key about it is to try and end on the high note. You start.
I didn't know what the high note was. Yeah.
He's never ended on the high note ever. His
We'll try it
whole
today.
existence. He overstays.
Most of the internet's just dumb stuff.
Is it?
Here's some more.
Oh, yeah!
wouldn't want that.
That is wicked.
It's a man cave toilet seat. If you're not watching, that goes, oh yeah, when you lift it. Because it's, of course, watching. Oh yeah. Pretty good.
You like that?
He's trying not to smile.
He's gonna kajij that later.
Middle of the night.
Oh yeah. Honey. We got the cactus jump next, Jack. It's always a good idea. No, we got the pole jump. Okay, let's do pole jumping first. Sport of this buffalo there was a regional sport to flip yourself, catch yourself on the pole.
And you know a girl who
It looks like this is the male division, so maybe there's a difference. Yeah. Good skills. Is that buffalo, Rhett?
Yeah, they do that just in the spring. Though.
Yeah, right before the table dives.
Yeah. Here's another sport as well. They've somehow got MMA on water, which is wild. I think this is Russia. It makes sense to be Russia. You one of the stands, Dean?
Oh.
There you are. Look at. Get him off. Get him off. Ooh, see ya.
Stop. I landed.
So you want to get knocked out and land in a muddy swamp.
Yeah, like what if you're really, really knocked out?
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I don't see a lot of safety staff. That's just
no
me.
paramedics on site.
No scuba guys in there.
You go in, you're on your own.
Yeah.
20 feet. That's a nice height too.
Yeah.
That's a good fall.
I thought you said he could swim. Well, I can, but I was unconscious.
Right.
Shit.
Well, next time wear water wings. Okay.
What do you think was going to happen? You're
Yeah.
fighting
That's right.
on top of
a sea can.
Do you remember what Bubbles' side project was in Trailer Park Boys? He'd always be
shopping carts.
Yeah, he's always fixing up the shopping carts. I feel like he's done it. Shopping cart roller cage. Just got in there.
There's a person in there.
It was pretty good till the end there. That's a lot of work.
I don't know if he was.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, he's in there. There's not padding or anything in there with him.
No.
Side fall, really, I think, hurt the most, but maybe it all hurts. Interesting. What, we got one guy left here? Is that right, Jack? Yeah.
Voices.
So this guy's been showing up in the algorithm a lot. I'm not quite sure exactly what he does, but I'm getting a sense for it. Let's just take it all in and witness the greatness. Maybe the shakes there. Oh, yeah, he's first. Here you go. What a banging song. It's That's anyway, it's quite a show. That's your Pinder Report on a Tuesday, Dean.
Is he cutting bacon there?
It's a pickle, and then he's got some.
He didn't do anything. He popped and slapped himself.
Do you guys want some outside counsel when you're putting these things together? Like Jack's still laughing.
About the milk?
Like in hindsight,
We need a committee.
crisper bowl of Cheerios should have gone last, right? Because that got you.
That was the most.
And
the
you
drawer, the
like,
cereal drawer.
How ashamed are you?
I actually envisioned the shoveler doing that because she
big
loves cereal.
Yeah, I thought you guys didn't have cereal in the house.
I don't.
Yeah,
had a bowl of cereal decades.
Really? What was it? What was your last bowl of cereal?
The last bowl of cereal I would have had.
Golden Grams?
No way.
There's no cereal in there. Don't look at me like that.
You? No? Jack, you like cereal?
I like Honey Nut Cheerios.
What would be the last?
That's a good one.
Those O's, but I think they're only down in the States.
Count Chocula.
No. Oh, gross.
I mean, no.
That's the Pinder Report, ladies and gentlemen.
We're sorry.
The annual demo sales event is on now. Limited inventory of 2024s, but once they go, they go. It's 2024s. They're on to 2025. But the thing is, there's some savings to be had. New vehicle pricing is MSRP, but you could save up to $2,500 depending on the model. Check it out online or live and in person. Northwest Auto Mall, online at villagehonda.com.
You guys messed up.
So
I just got something on my phone saying that Canucks brawl was 11 years ago.
that was yesterday. No, not today. I think the anniversary.
So we
Bob
went.
Hartley?
We went with milk and cookies instead
We've
of.
watched that 1,000 times. Yeah,
The brawl or the milk and cookies?
the brawl, milk and cookies. We're getting
So
close.
you're telling me, can we run a poll just for the people? Just
we could run a poll, Jack.
the quick response from Pinder, he's right and I'm wrong. That maybe milk and cookies.
You,
is
by
better
all
than-
means, bring out onto the show whatever you'd like, Rhett. That's great.
You know, I feel bad because it's the Pinder Report. And we should, there shouldn't be
shut the hell
critiquing
up.
it.
That's
It's just, it's what makes the Pinder Report the Pinder Report. You never know what's coming.
That's kind of the vibe. right?
Gross, kid friendly, funny,
kid non-friendly.
not sure, like no idea why it's there. It's just, it's the Pinder Report. That's why it's world famous. We got a text yesterday from Big Mark
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like
from,
from your hat, Mark,
from Origin.
from all the clothes you're wearing, Mark.
Yeah, I'm kind of got the ensemble. Now I don't know what it means, but apparently this is a big deal.
Okay.
Liquor stores and licensees across Alberta can now order the Origin Afterburner Pale Ale
Come on.
through Connect Logistics. Up until now, if you wanted to have it in your store, kind of deal, you had to go right through Origin. But now, look at it there.
Beautiful can.
So if you're a liquor store or licensee, you could just go into your Connect deal there and go beep boop. Yeah.
Apparently, what, Friday this happened and there's already some orders in? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Rhett likes this one.
You're a fan.
Big fan.
I know. It's
Thanks,
good.
Mark.
That's the most shocking thing is that we have beers and they're actually really good.
Really good.
Because we had nothing to do with it.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, yeah, people are still surprised. Oh, I really like that beer. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But you guys, because you were involved, it would have. No, we didn't do anything with the brewing. We let the good people at Origin do that.
So yeah, they got it up on Friday and it's been people been ordering it in. So if you have a spot and you want to sell some of that, we'd sure appreciate it. It'd be awesome. And of course, the Barn Burner Blonde has been there for a while.
Yes. As you call
And if you do bring it in, Rhett will come to your place of business and sit on the sidewalk and drink with the common folk.
In the summer, I don't want to do it.
Which may or may not be legal, depending on your jurisdiction. And yeah,
You went right for it. That kind of surprised me.
Then she.
Friggin'.
Why? I'm drinking all day today.
It's true.
So I would.
that is true. He's
I'm
off to
committed.
the
I was just going to tell Jack his afternoon was ruined because when Brett gets bombed, he peer pressures Jack into getting wasted at work, and then he has to sleep in Marloop.
Don't have a drink with Jack or together, but yeah.
But no, Rhett's going to go to the tourney. You have any strategies or tactics you'd like to share with us? The Flames poker tournament today.
I might do a lot of bluffing early because then I can rebuy.
If you're, that is
shitty hands.
Play
too.
aggressive early is kind of the tact. Because once the rebuy is closed,
Or lose out and just sit around and
get loser wasted.
kibitz with some folk.
What happened that one year where you kind of got us, even though it was just you, but you kind of got us in trouble where you were ready to leave and you tried to take something with you on the way out?
Well, iPads were new and very impressive, and they handed them out.
I think those iPads were for the
They were giving
silent
them away.
auction.
Yeah, they had iPads so people, if they wanted to put bids in on silent auction items, they
I didn't
could.
know. Is there a rule
Rhett was
sheet I had to sign? What the
He
hell?
was less impressed and enticed by the auction
Why would
items.
I purchase the auction item when I can just take the iPad?
which you
Tried to do.
I thought I was
you were very
clear sailing.
sneaky. Yeah, where'd you put it?
In my boot.
Rhett.
Don't do that again.
Rhett thinks he's home free. Smartest guy in the room. Hey, Rhett, can we just get that iPad back before you head home?
Somebody ratted me.
What?
Huh?
iPad?
Oh, now you're talking about.
Yeah, the one you've got in your boot. If we could just get that iPad
The
back.
one you're smuggling out of here. You criminal.
You can't steal pillows or iPads, Jack. Either one will get you in shit.
That was another good one.
Stealing anything is really kind of the moral of the story. Yeah.
There was like it wasn't just it was just pillows. I think it was bedding, or maybe it was just pillows.
pillow. It was a pillow that had been in that stupid lobby for 3 months.
I don't think that's at all
It
accurate.
was how it
Don't
worked.
recall it that way either.
Rhett just walked through. Was like, oh, look, pillow. Whoop, took it with him.
And
And
that's
that's-
the
that's,
biggest show going, so
Yeah, we were.
had to be there for us, right? I feel like you got a pillow.
We were a big deal.
Like you got a pillow, and the
Sure.
rest of us didn't get a pillow because you were a big timer.
Not at all true.
You're reading reads for the
Yeah.
pillow guy.
That was that crazy loon too, wasn't it?
That is
And at
true.
the time-
that it is 100% true that you got pillows and we didn't.
It's perhaps accurate. But I didn't look at it that way.
Well, no, because you were happy.
Was that the same thing though? I thought that was a
Yes.
different pillow.
No, that was the big pillow person,
Mm.
Mike.
But those were pillows for prizes. Like those were spoken for pillows.
Oh, the one
Like-
I stole
Yeah.
was no, it wasn't those ones.
Yeah, it wasn't those ones. Yeah. But then and
They're like a gel pack pillow, Jack. Really
Yeah,
nice.
they were
pillow.
Very
really nice.
expensive pillows
Couldn't
that
keep it.
Rhett stole.
it's like, yeah, you want to do these reads? Here's the deal. Sure. And then people are like, you know who this guy? You know what this guy is? What? The pillow guy. Well, he's a pillow guy. Have you looked any further? Not really.
You dig
Okay.
into your pillow guy?
Careful then.
It's like, everything you buy, do you go deep dive on what their ethics are? Well, I guess I'll take a look.
Oh,
Well,
Oh,
the hippos.
did not see that coming.
not sure I want to do this anymore. Yeah, I think I'm probably done with the pillow guy. I'll go back to my old pillows. Weird dude.
You saw my gross pillows last week.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah,
you.
it's
I read that.
outrageous.
When's the last you talk about the hearing loss? 7 years. How often it's recommended, as opposed to how often you buy new pillows for your bed. I can't tell you the last time.
Well, I've been in a new house for 10 years and I
Brought the old ones with
was
them.
much
Yeah.
before that.
Why don't we go? We should go
Where?
pillow shopping.
Together?
Yeah.
No. Nope. Do we want to get Rob Ray in?
You don't do anything with us.
I don't like you.
Like we're going to Jasper
Why don't you
this
guys
week.
come to the poker event this afternoon?
We weren't invited.
Weren't invited.
Please.
That's exactly why we're not going.
Is it true? How are you? You said yesterday. Is there some of is that true? Or
I don't recall which event it was, but I was like, hey, I'd love to. And this, I don't think the
Because
rest
they can't have any sway in that.
It's a fundraiser.
So yeah, we used to work for you, and now it's a charity event that we could come to, and you did.
I don't know that that's specific.
You guys have burned
maybe
so
that
many
was,
bridges.
Maybe that was a year ago.
Like,
We've burnt so many bridges. I feel like they're okay.
the team?
The other guys, we're playing milk videos.
Oh, they're excelling.
They're fine. They're giving Anthony Santander hundreds of millions of
I
dollars.
guarantee
92.
you they're going on a road trip too.
Yeah.
The staff aren't going on those anymore.
Well, that's good because some of the staff, man,
Like we're going to Jasper. You're not going to
I
Jasper.
can't go to Jasper.
Why can't you go to Jasper?
Jasper's far. It's near Edmonton.
Hmm.
They'll play hockey.
He's got a lot of travel coming up. He's going to be in New Orleans. He's got to get back to Buffalo
That's
at
true,
some
yeah.
point.
How the F am I going to watch the Bills play Sunday night when I'm in a car
Oh, don't be in your car.
driving back from Jasper?
You'll be home by then.
I got kid hockey at that time. I'll be at that.
Chance.
We are going to Jasper. It's the annual Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament.
Love it.
Lake Mildred. She's a sweet gal.
Isn't she?
Beauty.
Millie.
Even after all these years. Would you? Still would.
Would.
Powered by Booster Juice. Booster Juice?
Husker.
Visit a location today to refuel, refresh, and re-energize, or download that Booster Rewards app to earn, order, and enjoy. And what are you earning, fellas?
What are you in? Barry points
You're earning Barry points.
for the app.
That's right.
Uncle Bear points?
Barry.
I got an Uncle Bear.
Really?
I've told you this story, right? Guy I used to work with.
Barry.
Do the read. Don't get sidetracked.
And Yeti. Taking good care of us. We aren't going to be cold or thirsty or nothing. How are you? I am absolutely perfect.
You're built for the wild, Dean.
That's right.
how
That's
you
what
are.
it is.
Crave the cold and extend your ice time with hard-hitting gear that's built to honor the toughest sport on earth. Hashtag crave the cold. Hashtag built for the wild.
That's why he's got a Burmese mountain dog.
Yeah.
'Cause he's-
I got my Yeti.
Should bring your dog.
I got my Yeti order, and I got one for my daughter. She wanted. I want one of the.
Does she ever get the word no said to her?
No.
Okay. Just
No.
making sure.
Zero.
You just got more nose than she's ever got.
Yeah. She said to me yesterday, water tastes better in my Yeti. So I bet it does.
Hydrated.
Yeah. So there you go, Yeti. You could, if you're looking for some,
Slogans.
or just you wanna-
Sponsorship idea?
yeah, if you're looking for
Somebody-
some endorsement,
plans.
my daughter is a big
Bean
Yeti.
Star.
Yeah. Hashtag built for the wild.
What was the story you were going to tell?
Yeah,
Barry.
some guy named Barry.
I forget what he did. It was when I was
Barry
in Brandon.
Goldwater?
His first name was Barry,
Yeah, I got an uncle.
Barry.
named Barry. Yeah.
and his last name was Barry.
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 Yep.
Berry.
Really? I've
His
never-
name was Barry.
Well, we got a Woody
Do you?
on our hockey team.
Nickname though, right?
No.
What?
Woody is his name.
Yes. Real name.
And his
Real last name is Woody.
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 Woody Wood, maybe. I'll check to make sure there's no
Avalanche. You're interested.
How much would
Woody?
Woody Wood.
Woody Wood.
January 21st, February 14th.
Today?
The gap between today and February 14th, you know what it's doing?
Shrinking?
3 weeks. Yeah.
Like Pinder in a cold lake.
This.
Lake Mildred.
And maybe all of a sudden you're watching a football game this weekend. And maybe you got plans to go to a Super Bowl, or maybe you got something going on. You'd be like, oh my, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Or I've been so busy eating cereal out of my crisper drawer.
Mhm.
I totally forgot it was going to be Valentine's Day.
Right.
Don't let that happen. If you're going to be eating cereal out of your crisper drawer, at least get to Vina Nova first.
How would that go over with the shoveler? Like
Vina
if
Nova
I
or the
went home
crisper
and had a
cereal?
bit of I was feeling like I'm a funny guy or cool guy.
Yeah.
And I did that.
Your prank.
Poured a bunch of milk into the meat drawer.
Yeah.
And then poured some.
I'd use the cheese. The meat drawer is too low. I want
Okay. Yeah. You need it.
easy. Yeah. Kids would be.
They think that's the best.
So does that speak to Jack and I's maturity? Is that maybe where it makes sense that this would be something a
I did
teenager
the
would laugh
Conor
at?
McGregor walk the other day. You seen that movie,
Yep.
Roadhouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bear. They didn't think it was funny at all.
No.
I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes.
Okay.
You two are children.
Right. Just
Keep
confirming
your
that
youthfulness,
suspicion.
Jack. Don't end up.
Yeah.
like
And it's more,
teens.
Immaturity versus
probably
maturity.
more reasonable for one of you to have that immaturity than the
Yeah,
other.
you used to be the young guy.
Mhm.
You are not. You're
No,
not
no,
the fun
God, no.
guy or the young guy.
I'm just a pain in the ass right now.
I'm gonna get wound up today at this poker event. You guys should come
Attaboy.
just watch me. Jack, you want some B-roll tape? Bring the camera.
Wow.
Can you get me in?
Can I get you in?
Can he smuggle an iPad out with his boot?
F
I was
are
going
you
to say, you're going to
talking
put
about?
them in your boot? How are you getting them in there?
Get you in the game. I'll give you a win. You want to win?
Oh, yeah.
I can make things happen, Jack.
VinaNova.com.
That's your beer.
Good. Like I said, it's always good when you haven't eaten. It goes
Yeah.
right into the
Is that what they
bloodstream.
say? It's
Yeah.
always good.
Goes
Yeah.
right into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not recommended to everybody.
Jack, can you drive my truck home?
Let's consult a
There it
physician.
is. See, but that's how it works. He's already got the. Okay,
Raining.
I'm taking Jack. Then how am I going to make this work?
Jack,
for
you
me?
could film, and I'm going to need a ride
Gonna
here.
need some B-roll. Bring a camera.
Do I
You can
have to
drive.
wear the goofy cowboy outfit? Like,
You should.
why?
That's
No,
what it is.
I'm not a cowboy.
No one is.
I'm a farmer.
No one is.
What do you mean no one is?
You're a farmer?
I'm more farmer than cowboy.
You are not.
Either.
It's not true.
So
How are you closer to being a farmer?
I didn't
Growing up
grow
in a small
cattle
town
and
does not mean you
ride
go far.
Were you
horses.
doing a lot of seeding and swathing?
Yes, I've $270. My grandpa gave me the slough that we swathed.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
The slough that you swath.
Yes.
The old slough swath?
Yes.
Are you a slew swather?
Yes.
Swath and sloughs, you are.
How often
What are
you
you gonna
swap
do?
a slew?
$270. That's the first money that ever went in my bank account. Thank you, Grandpa Lucian.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you are a farmer then. I take it back.
Well, more farmer than cowboy. What makes you a cowboy? You live in
I'm not
Calgary?
saying I'm a cowboy.
Well, why would
Ride a horse.
you can't ride a horse?
I'm allergic. I was on a horse once and I passed out.
Passed out.
Passed right out, fell
I
off the
get-
horse.
Fell off.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You're so allergic you
You're okay?
passed out.
So allergic. It was the horse and then just being in the stable and everything in the air.
Were you
Good
scared?
night.
Were you scared?
There was nothing to be scared of. I was on the horse and then I woke up
Did
in the
you
hospital.
feel it coming?
No. Well, I mean, it kind of
Oh my
you're kind of wheezy or whatever, but it's like, oh, she's a lot of, I guess, horse, whatever.
That's amazing.
I wish I had video of that.
Yeah,
know you
Jack,
did.
can you find that?
That's the level of concern and compassion I
fest.
feel. Not were you okay? I wish I could
I
see
asked,
it.
were you okay? Didn't I? Jack,
all-
can you go back about 7 minutes? Not even 3 minutes and see if I asked if he's all right.
We
There
all
was-
joke about each other's CTE. Come on. That's
I'll
all
have
right.
you know that some people actually do care about me.
Uh,
They were quite concerned at the time.
we're just
Would
we
you-
have the
were you
benefit.
You
Close.
guys just want the video of it.
Were you going to kick
now
the
that we
bucket?
know you're okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't think they knew what happened. I don't remember any of it. I was on a
Uh,
horse and then I
How
wasn't.
old were you?
Nationgear.ca, our first ever horseback riding trip.
Huh?
Now booking.
Roblin.
Roblin's not an age group.
Oh, did you say where was I?
No, how old?
10ish, like somewhere in
Oh,
that.
So
yeah.
young.
Like, yeah.
I was on a horse when I was like 10 in Davidson.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, not a cowboy. I'm not into bucking Broncos.
No.
And so I get on this horse, and my idiot cousins were going for a ride, and they leave the oats out, and my horse decides
Oh, time.
I'm not interested
Friggin' love oats.
in going for.
Get your oats over here.
Yeah, there's a whole bucket
Yeah.
of oats back there.
Oat bag
I'll be back here. You
Yeah.
Big time.
and I was
yeah,
along for the ride,
Yeah.
right through 2 fences. It was really
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this is surprising for me to hear from you because I know there were times when you would kind of rip and chastise the players if they wore their white runners or didn't dress up and get into it.
no, I wouldn't. I've never judged any other
Yeah.
man's on anything.
Yeah. I must be mistaken.
I wore that the French chapeau hat the one year.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
ridiculed for it.
That was your
Yeah.
thing for a little bit. Yeah. Hats.
Mhm.
I remember it. I'm trying to remember who it was. If it was Monty and Gaudreau or if Bennett was in there, they wear the hats backwards.
Oh, funny.
These kids.
Damn kid.
You didn't like that.
You know what I don't like?
Mm.
Chell.
Chell?
Now, is that what they call the video game, or is it all
They
just
call
chill? now?
all of it, and it's incredibly rude. This is
Yeah,
the NHL
disrespectful.
kids. Show some respect.
That's right.
Show Gary some respect, guys.
Gary.
So what are you planning on wearing
Gary.
then, with that said?
You got to wear the cowboy getup.
I
Sorry,
actually
dude. You
thought about going and getting an Oilers get up and seeing what. Well, you got to get noticed. The hell,
Yeah. You could just do the Fitzpatrick. Just go in without a shirt on.
That would be better.
But
than
don't
the
you have to?
others.
That's the thing. They give you the jersey and somebody's got to win it off your back.
Takes about 7 seconds.
You should go in one of those orange penitentiary jumpers with McDavid on the back. It's a hardened criminal. Get some attention.
Yeah. Who's most happy to be there to get the attention of the celebrities? Like who would be like
At the,
every year?
Like as the players, or what are we saying?
Ex-players, celebrities. Who's like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that poker.
Are you
trip.
literally looking for someone to run right now? You're like, let's find someone to run. Like,
Hey,
what, are
I'm
we,
just
what are we
wondering.
doing here? What you could have been like? Isn't it great that we're raising money for? Like, no.
There's
Who
plenty.
It can be
likes this
again.
too
It can
much?
be all the same
this
thing.
is a big day for a lot of grifters. So big day.
It's a big day indeed. We got a couple things we need to do before we get you out of here to go be amongst the grifters. We got to do some 365, and we got a little bit of a super chat that popped in.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
How do I go about today?
You've started, right? You've got a drink in you. But now go put your cowboy
Then
gear
I get
on.
stuck with the grifters.
Yeah, then it's you and the grifters. Do you know it immediately, or do you have to does it sink in after a while?
I want to surround myself with a couple of close friends and then not lose their.
Get a little buffer.
Yeah.
Because this can
Hey,
go...
Rhett. I loved you in that 04. You were great. That team.
And just like on the ice, I was a terrible chirper. Like,
You know,
did not
Rhett?
chirp. I'm not good at the small
chirp
talk
game?
without the.
I think that puck was in, Rhett. Do you?
Is that what you think?
Have you ever
or-
seen that video, Rhett, with the puck in in Game 6 with Marty J because he's the eliminator? Get ready for 8 hours of that.
I don't know if it is that.
No, it's pretty
too
good.
high
It's
float.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's
It's an excellent event, and I give the Flames a huge tip
I
of the
remember
cap.
the first one. F and Ken King scammed me.
Oh,
We lost out. It was small, way smaller than now. The first one, and we
Okay.
were playing, and then we lost out, and they had different groupings. So one group was playing, and then you'd have to leave, and the other group would come play. That's how small it was.
right.
Anyway, so we lose out, and then we're sitting in the casino. Can we have a cash game? So we started a cash game, and I totally forgot that I was playing a cash game.
you're playing with real
And so
money.
at the end of the night, it was late, and Ken and I were the only two there. And we're like, well, let's just go all in on the last hand, and whoever
Yeah.
wins. $9,000. Son of.
Wow.
Well, Ken could recognize
Ken could play poker.
Yeah, he would know how to do that.
Bluffed me. It's kind of however your cards came
Yeah.
out.
I think you should put on your cowboy hat,
Mhm.
get that big buckle out, and get into it.
Like we do it 10 days every summer here. You've never complained about that. I don't know why it's any different now today. I guess it's a little icy on cowboy boots in the
It's
parking
close to
lot.
my
I don't know.
house.
Otherwise,
But to be happy wearing that long sleeve sometimes when
Oh,
it's smoking hot, you're like, geez, awfully hot in this jeans.
It is hot,
shirt.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm not wearing a cowboy shirt.
No.
I can put on pants and boots.
yeah,
and
pants and no shirt.
Well, and you can pull it
Cowboy
off.
boots.
You know why? Because you're a cowboy.
farmer.
The cowboy farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of farmers who think they're cowboys,
Oh yeah, and they won't. Yeah,
right? Like they think
Yeah, they.
What are they delineating? Like, do you have to have been on a bull? Is that
It's-
part of it?
if you have cattle,
Do you have
Yeah.
cows
And-
anywhere on your
do you
farm?
have cows and a horse?
Do I live on a farm or a ranch?
And
Yeah,
has that
okay.
horse been ridden in the last decade? Or
Yeah.
is it just there?
Yeah. Is it just something you feed to keep it alive, or does it do any work?
Is it jumping at Spruce Meadows?
Do you do anything with it? Because yeah, so how many head of it? Oh, we're just barley. Gotcha. So the cowboy hats for
shade?
sitting inside your tractor, is that
In
your
your
combine. Is that how-
dually.
That's right.
That's right.
Bet365 is the world's largest sports betting platform, and our favorite.
Really is.
It's really everybody's favorite. Let's be honest. You get on that app, you start looking around. So I didn't even know you could do this. I didn't know you could do that. It's all there for you. If you haven't signed up, it's okay. Use the promo code NATION when you do, and there's going to be a little extra bonus in there for you. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365. Now, did you end up betting on that college game last night?
Yeah,
Took the wrong side, eh?
I did.
Yeah, the Fighting Irish.
8.5. I thought that was going to be all right and cover.
Don't know that was the sensational TV event you were hyping it up to be.
It was definitely not. Nope.
Can't be Nashville every night.
Unfortunate.
What are you gonna do?
We got
Going all in on the hardwoods tonight, Ryan?
Look at this. We won our Novak against Alcaraz bet last night. They played at 2:30 in the morning. If anyone sees my wife, do not tell her what happens. PVR, and she's going to spend 3 hours of her life
Texting
today
her right
watching.
now.
How do you
And
have her number?
We share a lot.
Oh.
I'll save the joke for another day. No, McDavid. You know Leon's going to be shooting the pill. 4 shots plus 195. That's a big, juicy number for a total that he clears on a regular basis. Let's go
I like
Draisaitl. 4 or more shots.
I like that pick.
And Novak Djokovic to win the whole thing. He just beat Alcaraz. Why not?
Alcatraz?
Close. That's probably a hell of a match. It's 2:30 in the morning. No one's seen it.
No one's seeing it.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I might. No, not if I'm starting now. I won't.
No, not now. Not now.
You're going to convince yourself to do something today and then realize you've already started drinking?
No, I won't make it till 2:30 in the morning.
No, God, no.
You know.
I
I don't know if I'll make tomorrow's show, to be honest with you. It's very
touch and go.
Because it can go late. The guys that
Oh,
are
you
really
play
in it to
well,
win it
yeah.
can play till the wee hours.
Oh, well, you've got professionals there that are in it to win it, jerks.
Is the cash prize?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Oh,
and
they
then
win
buckles and yeah.
All the above.
Really?
I think the top 10 all make considerable money and pricing.
Wasn't
It's a
Sarchi
big
in it
deal.
late?
Sarchi usually does all right. He's a yeah.
Which is
Dana
odd because I
Merzen,
mean he's an idiot.
dumb as
You know, he's
yeah,
so
but
dumb.
You can't read him.
Because he's so dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got that
That makes
blank
sense.
look all the time.
Yeah.
Bluffing?
Yeah.
I can't tell. What is this guy up to?
I think maybe he's smart. You guys
Bluffing? Peeing your pants? What are you doing right now? Can't read you.
Question one?
Can't figure it out. I miss him.
How come he won't come on?
He
Not
will.
allowed either?
No, he will.
Mm.
He's allowed.
Oh, you had the big interview with him this summer.
And he came on and wished you a happy, whatever,
Yeah.
80th or whatever. Yeah.
Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. And as mentioned off the top of the show, we said you get into the chat and you make a donation, you're guaranteed you get on the show, and we're going to move that money over to the Youth Centers of Calgary. So lo and behold, Stu. Here's some $20. Here's some dollars to celebrate Rhett's fight highlight.
That boy, Stu.
Rhett, you're the man, all caps man there.
You're the man.
Beating up Iggy. He was beating up Chris Clark. He's
Can't let
beating
that guy
up
do it anymore.
everybody. He's a big boy, actually.
Cody McCormick.
I don't like squaring off at center ice either.
There was Cody McLeod and Cody McCormick, and they both
Cody
played for the
McCormick
Avs.
was way.
Was way tougher.
Cody McLeod's from Binscarth.
Is that what he is?
What?
Yep.
What's Binscarth?
Town.
Where at?
I don't know where
I'm not even
Binscar
town
is.
to be like
Toba or?
kind of between my hometown and Fleury's town.
Did Dregs ever get there?
I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good update for
I did
Friday.
get there was a lot of the highways were shut down.
Mhm.
It was just
And didn't he have he had a co-pilot?
well, it sounded like he was going to have somebody with the ice shack once he got there.
No, wasn't he carpooling with some
I thought
guy's
he was
kid?
carpooling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Duster's kid.
Just friendly Manitobans, the friendly skies.
That's what it is. Yeah. I do miss ice fishing.
There's a lake around the corner from your house. You could go ice fish all you want. That's how much.
I'm not saying it's that it's
that's
not
how
convenient.
much you miss ice fishing. Is that you have not made any attempt to ice fish in the last 30 years.
I miss ice fishing where other people have invested a lot of time
Call me to go ice
to get
fishing.
ready for my ice fishing. They've got the shack.
You know what you would bring?
Holes
You'd
are
bring,
drilled.
You would bring dip. You'd bring dill
I
pickle.
bring sausage.
Yep.
You bring garlic sausage, cheese, pickles, crackers,
Oh yeah.
whiskey. I'll bring all that stuff.
I was
All
just gonna say you miss hanging out with guys that are ice fishing in amazing ice shacks. with
Like
your
Tom
pals.
Pachkowski, he'll be out there drilling. He'll have the auger out there.
TP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a.
What? I wouldn't lie to you about it.
I'm not. The name just.
What, Tom Pachkowski?
Pachkowski.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a.
That's an ice fishing.
That is
game, yeah.
100% an ice
Patch.
fisher.
Yeah.
You'd have a good setup.
Yep.
Patches.
Last time it was.
Call him.
I don't think I have Tom's number.
How the hell you? Nope.
So-
He's probably been inviting you to go ice fishing for the last decade, and you've been dusting him off.
I'd need to talk to Snoop. I'll text Snoop and we'll see what the story is here.
All right.
Can't wait. You gonna drag this out any longer, or can this slow death end?
I got to ask about Tom Pachkowski. Did we do the super chat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stu.
Thanks, Stu.
Hi, boy, Stewie.
I like STU better than STEW.
Curled with an STU last night. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Needed a spare. Got more than that. Good help player.
Yeah.
Good boy, Stu. Good handle.
2 Uncle Stews.
You.
Isn't that something?
Double stew for you.
Mhm. Both
Drunks.
Come on now.
great people.
How is Stu?
Stu is in town.
Really?
His granddaughter Reese, 3 goals. Hat trick
Really?
in one of the last game. Actually, hat trick and an assist and 4 points the game before in Okotoks. You kidding me?
Weapon.
Girls, you 15? I think?
Good for her.
What was my text? What was my text?
Does Pachkowski set up guys?
Because
for
what he would
ice
do is if
fishing?
you want to go ice
Yeah.
fishing,
Yeah.
He's in for Sunday.
I said, does Tom
Well,
Pachkowski
Snoop
still
is-
set up guys for ice fishing? Yeah, I just booked one for Sunday. When are you coming? Best setup ever. I'm telling you, I miss it. You show up, Tom's got the holes drilled.
TP.
Okay, boys, here you go. What do you need? We're good, Tom.
Thanks, buddy.
You start fishing, getting hammered.
Yeah.
What are you catching?
Pickerel.
Girls good.
Pickerel walleye.
Any pike?
Yeah, you'd have a few in there. Yeah.
Try to avoid them.
Try and avoid them, slimy bastards.
Stinky.
Slimy.
They are stinky.
They're okay eating, but you know what? You gotta
You got to have the right.
So
You got to
gotta
know how
fill
to
it
do
them
it.
the
It's a
right way.
It's the double fillet. You gotta. It's
because the walleye,
the Y bone.
you go in at the gill, down the spine, flop it, skin, done.
Easy.
The pike,
So much harder.
asshole.
Yeah.
You got to go down the back, and there's
Ribs everywhere.
it's like it's not even the same species. Slimy.
Ruining things for everybody.
They're okay eating
Once
you get through all the
Mm.
bullshit, and you get it into the.
if you know someone that's good,
Do you have a?
what?
I'm looking for a good like fish beer batter recipe.
Oh, I know. Got a guy.
You're telling me TP? Tom Pachkowski doesn't have one?
Oh, it's not going to compare with.
That's one of our longest bits. I mean,
That you're already-
no one knows what the fuck we're talking
No.
about. Did you watch any hockey last night?
No. I watched college football and I watched the strongman, world strongman.
I watched him U11. SO hangover, big time.
Oh, scheduled loss.
No, it was tie, but it was not our best work.
How's your kid's attitude on the ice?
Which one?
The shitty one.
Because I've got the full spectrum.
I know.
The shitty one.
Yeah, that's firmly worded.
You can't answer
I can say that.
because then
The one that is
I don't know what you're
less
talking about,
receptive
Rhett.
The one that's less receptive to advice and
Yeah, we have a very strong-willed
Discipline.
individual who wants to live on his terms, and we have someone else that gets a lot of pleasure from making others happy. They're very different. Is that fair?
it's weird.
That they've been 5 feet from each other 99.9% of their lives? It could be so different.
Well,
Yes,
just
it
that
is.
one would have. Oh, it almost seems like it's naturally kind of built right into the hard drive.
it's not his fault.
Not taking the bait on this.
The Wild ended a 3-game skid, beat the Avs 3-1, scored 2 in a minute and a half in the third period to do it.
He's doing the
This
out-of-town
was in the
scoreboard
Pinder
now.
Report.
Marc-Andre Fleury, 26 saves. McKinnon, pardon me, not McDavid, because he can't play.
No, he's suspended for
Wow,
being
the league's totally
Jerk.
just screwing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not gonna
glad
let him
he's
cross-check
suspended
people in the
too.
face.
Oh,
What
you-
the hell?
By the way, Oilers fans, I'm pumped he's suspended. Absolutely jacked. Give him 5.
Yeah, but he's got hurt feelings now. He doesn't want to do it.
I'm in distress. Go ahead, Dean.
Jets have lost 6 of 10, 4-4-2. They got beat by Utah.
That's
who
the team.
Utah beat last.
Yes.
Jets are struggling. They're
Barrett
terrible.
Hayton, goal, 2 assists. Clayton Keller.
That's what happens to the Jets in Winnipeg in December. The vitamin D levels plummet. They
Yeah.
can't play good.
You get about 90 minutes of daylight.
Yeah. No, I don't think he is a cowboy, but Clayton Keller's a hell of a cowboy name.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Barrett Hayton?
Really good. Yeah.
Real
Yeah, he
Like
might
that,
be a
yeah,
cowboy.
You could be a cowboy.
Western Leaguer.
The great thing about ice fishing, Ryan, is when you're in the shack,
Uh-huh.
like there's all the daylight outside.
You don't have a clue what's going on.
You just see everything.
You see it all.
Yeah. Because you're in the dark of the inside of
So you
the,
got clear
of the
ice.
shack.
It's
So then when
nice.
you look down, you see.
So you pour some water down and clear off all the.
Leafs beat the Lightning 5-3.
It's like those old joints in New York City when you plug the quarter in and
Right. Ice fishing is like a peep show. It's
That's what. Matthew Nyes,
Got my attention.
2 goals and an assist. Marner, goal, 2 helpers. Matthews, goals in 4 straight. Leafs
Who?
beat the Lightning.
Matthews. Who's this, Matt? Pick him up.
Matt who?
Leafs. Imagine though.
The Leafs. I'm doing it right now.
What?
Going on a bet
To win that?
to do it all.
The Blues beat Vegas. They had a lead, pissed it away, got it done in a shootout.
4 assists for Shea Theodore. Have a night.
Yeah.
4.
Vegas has lost 4 straight. Blues have won 3 of 4.
We said two.
You said
Look at this. It even knew I was going to do it right now.
Yeah, they got a super thing on that.
There it is.
Islanders,
Place
Blue Jackets.
bet.
The Islanders have won consecutive home games for the first time this season.
What?
Dean.
Yeah.
Can you repeat yourself?
The New York Islanders, 3-1 winners over the Blue Jackets. The Islanders win consecutive home games for the first time this season.
Oh, they've been on the. They must be on the road a lot.
Not sure.
Playoffs?
That's
Utah,
not very good.
for Utah, remember it was going to be, they got this home ice thing now.
Mm.
They've now got consecutive home ice wins for the first time since October.
Ooh.
Felt like this is
Well, and you know what?
big deal for
It's
you.
like, I thought they'd be better. They've been missing Dursey and who's the other D-man they got from New Jersey? John Marino for like most of the season. Those guys are just about to get back or got back. If there's going to be a push from Utah, it's the next couple months here. Let's see.
Not a lot of
A lot of buzz there.
buzz.
I know. Well, don't name your team.
Maybe they did.
Call them the hockey club.
Call them the Buzz, the Utah Buzz.
Carolina
Still.
4-3 in OT over the Blackhawks. Sebastian Aho,
Still good?
still good. His 4th overtime goal of the season. Freddie Andersson back in the net. He's missed a great deal of time. His
As
first
he does
start
every year. Yes.
since October 26th.
He misses games.
He does. And it's still, last night was game 500 for him.
And when he plays, he's good.
How about it? The Kraken beat the Sabres
Sabres.
What was the score of that one, Dean?
6-4.
Oh no.
Riker Evans, 2 assists.
Former Regina Pat.
Tage, 1 goal, 1 assist. He has 20 goals for the 4th straight year.
Yeah. I mean, we thought he was going to score 60 the other
Yeah,
year.
he's supposed to be up near 50 all the time. It's kind of
20 already is good, though. He's flirting with 40.
Game 500 for Alex Tuck. Devin Levi, first start since December 15th. What's been on there? Is he hurt?
He back. He went down.
Did he?
Yeah, because they UPL and who else?
UPL's the guy.
Charlie Coyle, 2 in the 3rd. Boston beats San Jose 6-3.
Charlie, call him Chuck.
4-game point streak for the Bruins. Pasta, Marchand, and Elias Lindholm each with a goal and an assist.
What's Elias up to on the season?
Although I believe Elias had an empty netter.
Yeah. Well, it still counts.
Hey,
Count Nobody's empty netters. Come
not
on.
how, it's how many. Pasternak, 11 points in his last 4 games. It was Korpisalo in net making 25
11
stops.
points in his last 4 games.
That sounds
One
like
of the
a
reigning
lot.
3 stars of the week, I believe, in the NHL.
Touche.
And Jack he brought it up before he walked in.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see Penguins win?
I saw it last night and I knew I'd be annoyed by Jack today.
5-1 Penguinos over the Kings. Beauvillier, Hayes,
Beauvillier.
Crosby, a goal and an assist.
Hayes.
Gross.
Oh,
What's gross, Jack?
Hayes. Can you hit the button?
Jack's ready to go.
Doesn't ask often. He's a polite boy.
The LA Kings. So, I mean, they got run out of the building. Starting with that loss to the Flames last week, right? They've lost 4 of 5.
Mm.
And they have a road trip, or they host Florida tomorrow. Panthers, good team.
Mhm.
Then a road trip, Columbus, Detroit, Florida, Tampa, Carolina. And oddly enough, Columbus and Detroit are 2 of the hottest teams right now in the league.
And the other 3 are all cup contenders. Yeah. That's not easy.
And they have scored 2 or less in 6 of their last 7. So this is
There's
their
some info.
adversity right
There-
now.
There's some info for you.
They're not scoring. They're losing
Flames
games.
Kicking teams to the curb here. Jets skid. Kings skid.
Those weren't numbers. That's not, you're not see about the Kings.
No, it's good. I'm glad.
Lindholm 8 on the year.
Flames can
That
catch him.
puts them on pace for what, like 13
Flames
goals?
can catch him and play the Oilers in the first
They're
round.
4 back of the Kings. They've played one extra game. They've got that big game. Could they set the
the end of the year?
Yeah,
end of the
game
year?
17, last day of the schedule.
Woo! Imagine.
Get your tickets now.
Can you imagine?
I'd go to
Can you imagine?
If that game all of a sudden is win, you're in.
maybe.
Man, come back with some stories.
I'll
She was bad.
probably not tomorrow.
And hey, you know what?
I'll be real tired.
Promote the show.
Stop hitting him.
Oh yeah.
Let guys know about this little thing we're doing. Let them know.
I'm gonna
Tell them about Jack and the milk in the drawers
get a
and
neck tattoo.
yeah. Tell them about all that good stuff that we do.
Oh yeah. Barnburner. Teardrop. Can you do the teardrop or is that a thing?
Man,
That's
You don't want to do that?
no.
there's a few things people are doing that you're not supposed to be doing.
I'm not gonna do
What
it.
the tattoo or what leads to the tattoo? Both probably frowned upon.
Yeah.
One more than the other, likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Dean doing the
Doing what?
family Guy bit for silence.
I saw one over the holidays. It made me laugh out loud. I forget what it was. Where it was somebody said, you know what, this is what this is like. This is like that show, whatever. And there's like 50 other like it. And they started to rattle off all 50. And then it's like, no, stop. I understand. No, this is the kind of show where we would list all 50. I did it. And they did all 50. And it was like, this is really funny. Actually, you know what? It's probably too far.
Now this is getting painful.
No, it's actually funny again.
No, it's
It's
funny again.
Gotta
unbelievable.
bring it back.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.